Hi, I'm Lex and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I've got my little haircut. I'm so hype about it. I think it looks great and I don't know, I've just been really excited about it. Yeah, it's awesome. The hairdresser cut off like two little plaits of hair and it was a little bit sad, but I think it looks good. I think I'm gonna like this. Yeah. Anyways, now that I can stop checking myself out in the viewfinder, this is my D100 Project Pan. This is a project pan that I made up myself, and basically I was rolling in 1 to 2 products from each makeup category to fill in the gaps in sort of my other projects and have things to pan across the board. I rolled a 100-sided dice to create a usage goal for every item that rolled into this project, and on the whole I think I did rather well this year with this whole situation, this whole project. I think it was really fun. It was nice to get some bigger usage goals going on, but yeah, I'll get into sort of what the plan is for next year at the end of this video, because I think I want to talk a little bit more about that and sort of how I'm going to proceed in January. Also ignore me touching my hair, I'm still not used to having short hair, I've never had short hair, so. Up first, in terms of base products, I was using my concealer from The Ordinary, which I had to depot into this little container because I broke the packaging on it. So this is how much is left. There's still quite a bit, and I only really use the tiniest little dab of this every time I use it. I used it another 24 times this month for a total of 93 tracked uses. And that is a long haul product, and I decided to keep that in even past its usage goal because again it's a broken product, it has no proper packaging, and I want to just use it up before it dries up or anything like that. Up next I have my primer from Barefaced Chic, and this is just a basic face primer. The consistency of this was a little funny, it felt very dry when I was trying to rub this into my face and stuff. But overall it's a decent product and I imagine it was pretty cheap. It was brand new when I rolled it in and I've only used it 10 times. So I reckon another maximum 5 uses and this will be all done, all gone. Because there was not a lot of product in this at all, to be honest. As for my powder, I was using this Revolution Pro finishing powder, and I've taken the sifter, so I'm going to try not to spill this everywhere. But there is only really the tiniest bit of powder left in here. So this had rolled in for 42 uses. I used it quite a bit this month actually. I used it 17 times this month for a total of 50 uses, which is a little bit past its 42 use goal, but yeah, this was a nice product and I really did enjoy it, and it did keep me very matte and not shiny when I was in work. It's so sunny today that like if the brightness and everything is just going crazy weird, it's because the sun is shining like directly in my face from my singular window that I have. So I hope that's okay. Last month I was using my bronzer from my Depotted Z palette, and I only had the tiniest little sliver left, and it's now all finished, but I've repressed something new into the pan. This is a different bronzer that I'm currently using, and that's what lives here now. So I did finish the other one completely. It was quite a big achievement, I felt very proud of myself, but moving on to new things. As for blushes, I also had in my Z palette blush. This is the more pink toned one, and this one I repressed, and I think when I repressed it, I pressed it super hard because you can't really see any change in the pan, even though I used it 8 times this month, which is 41 times total in this project. out of a 96 usage goal. So even though I've used this almost 50 times, it does not look like it at all. The other blush I have in here is from Revolution. This is the Peach Ombre blush. It lies because it says it's scented, but it isn't. It doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't even have like normal makeup smell. It just smells vaguely like a wet wipe. I don't know. Anyway, I rolled this in for 40 uses. I finally used it this month. I've used it 6 times, and there's not much difference that you're going to be able to see. I tend to focus my brush right here in between the two colours, because if I go all the way over to this side, it's so bright that I can't even like blend it in to look natural or anything at all. And then this isn't even like a particularly shimmery shade, it's just like neutral. So I was thinking of maybe at some point repressing this blush, but I don't have any other compacts to really put this in that are bigger than this, so I'm going to wait until I use up probably like a good chunk of this middle section, and then I'll repress both the colours together. Moving on to highlights, I had my W7 Prismatic palette in here, and these are fun, bright, colourful highlights, which I really have enjoyed using. As you can see, I hit pan on this yellow in my deck of panning, and in this project I've been using this pink colour, which I've also hit pan on quite a while ago, and I just had to use it 2 more times this month to reach my goal of 28 uses, so I've done that. The other highlight that I had in here was from this Cruella de Vil palette from Primark, and it was this 5th shade down here. As you can see, this pan is clearing out really nicely actually. I used this 10 times this month for a total of 38 uses, out of a goal of 52. It is looking really good, to be fair, and I'm pretty sure this does have some like little square indents in the pan as well, so I think I'll probably use those as like a decent marker of usage and progress as time goes on. But those seemed really, really difficult to hit pan on for me at first, and I think if I was just using it on my cheeks, it would still take me a really, really long while longer, because there is a dip, but it's not like massive. But I started using it as an inner corner highlight, hence I was dipping into this corner a lot more with a tiny brush, and that really sped things up quite a bit. So I'm no longer that intimidated by these shades, even though they are pretty large highlighters. I know that I can do it, and I can hit pan without it taking a million billion uses. So I would be open to panning more of these in the future, definitely. Oh, one powder that I didn't mention that I forgot to mention is this powder from Next. Firstly, I hate matte feel packaging, like soft touch packaging. It's gross and I can't get the fingerprints off it ever, and it's just bad. But I was using this as a face powder all over my face, because that's what it's supposed to be. And it was giving me the absolute worst white cast imaginable. I mean, just look at how white that powder is. But as you can see, I dug major bits out of it because I repressed this into a couple smaller eyeshadow pans so that I can put it into my magnetic palettes to have as a lid setting shade. Because that is what I ended up using it as, is a lid setting shade. So, thanks to my comments, I figured out that that was probably a better way to use it rather than looking like Ghostface every day of the month. And I managed to get quite a decent amount of uses on this actually. I used it 12 times this month as mainly a lid setting shade because I was not going to struggle through using that as a face powder. And I've repressed big chunks of it into smaller eyeshadow pans to make it easier to use in the future, so I think that's good, because otherwise I would have been stuck with like 3 of those Next face powders and I wouldn't have been able to use them at all on my face because they would have just looked stupid. So I'm glad that I've found a decent solution to make them work and to actually use them up. And I'll probably use them in some Frankens and stuff in the future, but mainly I just also want to use them as lid setting shades. Because I power through lid setting shades like nobody's business. Moving on to lip products, I have some Avon samples. This one is in the shade Wine with Everything, and it's just a tiny little nubbin. I've used this 4 times this month for a total of 14 uses. I have it on today with a darker gloss on top. It still doesn't quite match my eyeshadow, but it is what it is. It's a dark colour, it's difficult for me to wear, especially if I'm working a lot, which I will be all through December, because Christmas is coming and we get really busy. So 14 total uses, it's still staying in. I also have the sample in Country Rose. There's no point in me even really opening this because I haven't used it at all. In my Benefit Flux Star palette, I've rolled in this shade here, Party to the Pink, and there is quite a big dip forming in there now. I think if I focused my brush in one place, I would be able to hit pan in that quite easily. I used it 3 more times this month for a total of 35 uses. So honestly not that bad, considering the first few months it was in I didn't use it at all. To finish out the year with over 30 uses is pretty good. I had rolled in this Derma V10 watermelon scented lip balm for 63 uses, and 63 uses later this is what it is looking like. Not too bad. I don't love the scent, but it's not like massively offensive or anything. It is quite deep down in there now. So 63 uses made pretty good progress. This was a pretty soft lip balm, to be fair. Which can't be said for the lip balm I rolled in after, which is the Derma V10 strawberry lip balm, which I've covered in dinosaur stickers because it's fun. This one was really hard pressed. I used it 30 times and it doesn't look like it's changed pretty much at all. If you can see in there, I've only used like the tiniest little bit, it feels. I feel like I should have made a lot more progress. But this one does smell really nice. It does smell like a very nice strawberry scent, so I'm not mad. I have my liquid liners. I haven't used these at all. That's a lie. I've used these once this past month for a total of 14 uses in this project, and honestly I thought I would use these a lot more. I thought I would fly through uses on these, but I found myself basically not really wearing them to work because there's no point. If I'm just going to be like sweaty and gross in the back, or I have to wake up really early if I'm at the front, so there's no point, and it felt like just a lot of hassle. And then on my days off, when I would, feel likely to wear them, other stuff just kind of got in the way, so I had a pressed glitter in my Pan Those eyeshadows that I was trying to use up, and that wasn't really something that I wanted to put a black eyeliner over the top of, to be honest, so it just didn't really work out the best, and that's fine. I still got a few uses on these that I maybe wouldn't have got otherwise, and I'm okay with that. I have my False Acacia hand cream, and this is slimming down a little bit. I know I have a pretty big air bubble in there still, but I used this 8 times this month for a total of 21 uses. Another bronzer that I rolled in after I finished up my Z palette bronzer is from my Second Glance palette, which it looks terrible, but it's very practical because it has big pans, so I can repress anything in here. And I was using this, which is a mixture of my Revolution Chaos bronzer and my Hula Light. So that's what that is. I've rolled it in for 57 uses, and I've used it 9 times this month. It's also really hard pressed, so I doubt I'm going to be able to see much difference even after those 57 uses, because it is solid. I pressed that in there like so aggressively that it's not budging. And then finally, going into scents, I have my strawberry perfume, which honestly, I feel like I've used up quite a bit of this, I can't lie. Like, this was brand new when it rolled in, and now we're all the way down to like the second row of dots. And this was used 19 times this month for a total of 60 uses. And it smells really good, I still really love it. I had in my Victoria's Secret Temptation. Again, this was brand new when it rolled in, so I used like just this tiny little bit here. It only rolled in for 21 uses, and that's how many times I used it, so I'm not surprised that it didn't make a super mega ton of progress, but it smells alright. I don't mind it too much. It definitely wasn't worth the money. But after that rolled out, I rolled in my La Rive Only Desire, and this is the most incredible vanilla scent I've ever smelled in my life, and I really, really want to see if these are still available and if I can get them, because this is just like a hair and body mist, so I don't expect that it'll be too expensive, but it is like the most heavenly, like gourmand vanilla scent. Like it's super sweet, super rich and yummy, and I love it. So this rolled in for 98 uses, and I've used it 10 times this month. I'm kind of savoring it, I can't lie, because I just love it so much. And as for my body glitter, it's also from La Rive, and there is no progress on this. It's the Golden Dream body mist. I just haven't had my arms out or my legs out or anything out because it's freezing here. It's so bloody cold. So I don't imagine I'll be using this until next year, probably spring, summertime. So this is staying at 18 out of 40 uses. That is everything in terms of updates, and just to sort of talk through what's going to be happening in the new year. A couple of my projects are going to be coming to a close. A couple of them are going to have a complete refresh, and a few of them are just going to be carrying on as normal. So in terms of updates, for projects that are ending or having a refresh, I will sort of do this December update as normal, but I won't roll in any new products. So now that I've like updated you on it, like everything that's rolling out this month, I won't be rolling in new products for like that finished highlighter or that finished powder or anything like that. I'm just gonna play around in my collection in terms of things that aren't in projects. So you'll still get an update at the end of December, a proper finale for this project with the final updates, but as I said, I won't be rolling anything new in this month. After that, I'll do introduction videos for everything that's getting a refresh or a rebrand in the new year. So January will be a very busy month. Like the end of December, start of January is going to be very, very busy because I'm going to have almost twice the amount of videos that I normally film in a month to do in the space of just a couple of weeks. We will see how that goes, but for now, enjoy December updates, even though there isn't new stuff rolling in, which is usually the exciting part. If you've been following along this far, it's just another update to let you know how things are going and what stuff has been really getting good progress. Oh my god, I'm still so obsessed with my short hair. I do need to wash it because whatever conditioner the hairdresser put in has made it like really flat and a little bit like gross feeling. But other than that, I will see you all in my next video. Have a good day. I hope it's a little bit less sunny next video, but yeah. See ya. Bye.